except that what you're doing right now ain't working. And again, I think that's one of the biggest benefits of coming on program, a visceral knowledge that the shit you're doing sucks. Not just an intellectual, yeah, it probably sucks. It's like, no, I suck. You need to bomb. I heard someone, when I was up here earlier, the guy that got the wife and all that, is he still in here? Yeah, you. You're like, I learned it's okay to look stupid. It's okay to fail. I would take it even further. It's not just okay, it's required. It is required to look stupid. It is required to fail. Because I probably approached and introduced myself to, I'd say, 30,000 people over the years. You know, I've been doing it a long time. I don't know the exact number, but it's got to be up there. The number I've actually had success with is minuscule in proportion to that. There's a lot of people that just weren't feeling it. So people ask me, how do you deal with the rejection, Jeff? How do you deal with the rejection? Do you just get to a point where you just don't care anymore? You're like numb to it? No. That's not the case at all. You don't get to a point where you don't care, but rather you arrive at an understanding and a realization that it does not matter. It doesn't matter. The net effect of somebody not enjoying your personality when you're laying it down to them on your day-to-day existence, the quantitative effect is negligible. It's zero. It may as well be zero. This person did not know you existed 2 minutes ago, and they will forget that you exist 2 minutes from now, if that. It means nothing. Nothing. Even if they say something to you, you're a fucking idiot. What is that? It's complicated airflow. It's noises in the air. Noises being propagated through the air. Oh no, the noises hurt me. The scary noises have affected my self-image. Shut the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Like, it doesn't matter. It took me a long time to realize, first of all, a lot of this comes to believing that you're worthwhile. Believing that it would be a good idea for people to associate with you. Believing it will be beneficial to them in some way. So a lot of young people have difficulty with this because they kind of don't even know who the fuck they are yet, right? They're not really fully cognizant of that. They're finding themselves and this, that, and the next thing. And so, would it be a good idea? Would it be beneficial? Same thing with sales. If you're selling a product you don't believe in, you're going to have a hard time closing, aren't you? Because you think you're getting over on the client. And most people, unless you're a sociopath, are going to have difficulty with that. I'm 46 years old. It took me a while to come to the understanding, look, Jeff, some people are going to like you, some people aren't. Do I like me? For the most part. You know? I'm prone to, various personality flaws. But, I've worked on that. So I, in my estimation, on the whole, I think I'm a pretty good guy. Kind person, generous person, helpful, thoughtful, playful, creative, right? So again, if somebody doesn't harmonize with my personality, that's fine. When I go out, I'm not trying to, and this is a big one, I'm not trying to find 10 people who think I'm this guy's okay. Yeah, he's fine, I suppose. Because that's what many of you are likely doing right now. You're like, I want everyone to think I'm okay. I'm not willing to have somebody think that I'm stupid or silly or pushy or aggressive or any other number of things. So this is where a lot of problems come into play, because you'll know precisely what needs to be done. And I can tell you what needs to be done. And you very often will not execute it. Why? Maybe you don't have the necessary emotional leverage. So for example, on program, these guys ostensibly, they want to have romance in the night. On the other hand, they want to avoid rejection. They want to avoid loss of validation. They want to avoid embarrassment. They want to avoid potential confrontation. In many cases, they just want to get it over with. They just want to bounce in, get a quick acknowledgement, bounce out. I did it. I did my approach. 5 more before I can go home and feel like I've accomplished something. So they want those things simultaneously. What is going to manifest is the one they want more. So whatever you want more is what's going to manifest. Now, unfortunately, this is why at the very beginning I said, why are you here? this, again, I keep saying ostensible reason, because you think you want it, but do you really want this? Do you really want them to stop and talk to you? That's when they stop. Otherwise, it's just going to be the incessant, oh, hey. You're just going to get that again and again and again and again and again and again and again. You will not be able to stop anyone. They'll like talk to you for a little, oh, thank you, like you're just, thank you. Because they don't want them to stop. Like one thing I saw, so in New Orleans, imagine this constant flow of people. Constant flow. And so they'd see it, like I'm like, okay, go talk to them. I point with my elbow so it doesn't look weird. I'm not like, them! They're like, what the fuck, right? So I'm like, them. And so the guy's like, that person, hey! And they like run up on him. And the person's like, what the fuck? Like startled, for one. And then secondly, like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'm like, you don't need to run up on them. Like, they're already walking towards you. And don't like just leap into their field of vision and like, no. Like, let them see you coming or let them come to you. So like someone's coming, I'll literally just stand there. And then it's not going to work all the time, but if it works, they'll kind of go like this. They'll be like, and then at that point, it's just, who are you? You're amazing. I love you. And so it's like, boom, let them come to you. Put yourself in the middle space and let them come, give them space to meet you in the middle. But it's like, I want to talk to you. Not like, please talk to me. It's like this very sort of competitive vibe, right? Where if you don't stop and talk to me, I am diminished. I am lessened. I'm a fucking loser. I fucked it up, right? Whereas when we go out, it's more like, I'm clearly already comfortable right here. I'm enjoying myself no matter what happens. And I'm inviting you to share this with me. Oh no? Okay. And there's no fluctuation whatsoever. So I was walking to the club in Los Angeles a while back, and it was me and my son and a couple of students. And my son and I were just like cracking jokes. I'm like, you look like an idiot. Like, I'm like whipping him in the dick with this stupid headband I wear. Like, I'm like, like, yo, like we're just saying not gibberish, screaming gibberish and nonsense at each other. I'm like singing a song, like we're sitting, like, and then, but what are the students doing as we walk to the club? They're like this. Like they're walking to be shot. Like walking to the firing squad. And I turn to these guys, I'm like, yo, do you see the distinction between what's happening here? Do you notice this? You guys are like silently walking, and we're like cracking jokes and having fun. Like, why are we doing this? Well, first of all, I don't want to silently walk. Second of all, I don't want to be in a position where I have to like turn it on. Like these guys, they stand in the club like these sort of like Gollum or something. They're like, yeah, like they're gonna leap out from behind a rock, and then they're like, okay, time to turn it on. Like they're standing there and they're like this. They're like, oh, there's someone I want to talk to. Hey, like, and then, oh, they didn't want to talk to him. The person leaves, then they're like. And you'll see these dudes, they're walking through the club. I call it the sauntering salmon, okay? They're like when I walk through the club, I'm moving with purpose, okay? Like I'm going there for this reason. Or I'm standing there and I'll be like, loose. I'm keeping loose. I'm moving to the beat of the music ever so slightly, right? Why? I want to stay loose. Why? Because I know tension is the enemy. There's one overarching tenet to like a lot of the stuff I'm teaching these days. It's tension is the enemy. Physical tension, and physical tension is kind of the bodyguard of the intellect, the enforcer. Because the control pattern is as follows. You're like in this environment, you're like, why am I here? Well, I'm here to talk to people. Oh shit. Intellect goes, wow, that might not be good. That could cause problems. Well, first of all, the emotions, there's like fear, anxiety triggers surrounding social humiliation, right, in the amygdala. Once those triggers have been installed, they are indelible. They cannot be removed to the best of our knowledge. You're always going to have, the fear of approaching people is always going to be there. We can argue whether that's an instinctual fear, somehow evolved from the fact that we're like these hairless fucking lemurs that get killed by weather. Seems kind of lame. Weather makes me die. Oh, I need to be in a tribe. Protect me so I don't get eaten by a creature. So we kind of need that. So maybe it's instinctual, maybe it's learned. Julian talks a lot about this with trauma, and trauma isn't necessarily like you were abused, but I lost mom in the grocery store or whatever. Or don't be loud in the fucking restaurant. Sit down, shut up, right? Oh, be careful around my uses of energy. Don't talk loud. Also the system. The system. What is the system? Sounds very ominous. Is it a cabal of mustache-twirling villains conspiring to keep humanity subjugated? Or is it just sort of a consequence of technology and industrial society? I think it's more the latter. I don't think humans are in control of any of this at all, quite frankly. We lost that long ago, and we're hurtling towards our inevitable demise. Might take another, 20 to 60 years, but I think, put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. Enjoy it while you can. But the system, it does not matter what the emotion is. The quality is not at issue. It must be controlled. It's happiness, sadness, anger, fear. It just must be controlled. So back to the story at hand. You're in the club. I'm here to talk to people. I'm here to introduce myself to people. Oh, there's someone I want to talk to. And then that's it, right? For many people, that's it. You've got that anxiety coming into play. So what do? They kind of shuffle around the club, sauntering salmon. It looks like they're going against the flow, like they're just like getting buffered around, or more likely they just kind of stand there. They just kind of stand there, rooted to the spot. So I used to go out. You want to go through 3 levels of awareness, right? So tension is the enemy. Because the thing is, this isn't this isn't like intellectually thought out when this happens. It's not like verbalized in your head. Oh, that's frightening. I had best not do that. You're in the situation. The anxiety trigger is triggered. Intellect basically thinks this is a situation where there's about to be a change in the quality or quantity of energy expenditure through my face, voice, and body. Like I'm going to go up and be like, hey, good evening, or whatever. Potentially dangerous. Shut that down. How do we shut it down? Physical tension. So this is why I'm always like staying loose, because that onset of tension, it's very subtle. It can be almost subliminal. And once you're in it, you're in it. It still happens to me on occasion, after 20 years, if I'm not careful, but you have to go through stages of awareness. When I was younger, I'd go to the club. I'd go to like the dance club, and I would like just stand there. I'd be like, I'd be like, fun, having fun. Like I didn't even know what the fuck I was there for. I was like, this is what you do when you're having fun at the club. The music, the DJ, yeah. The music's so good. Oh, and then I'd see someone attractive walk by that I wanted to, ostensibly would want to hook up with. But I'm not thinking this. I'm just like, hot. Another girl walks by, hot. Oh, time's over. Go home. Fun night, guys. And like with this vague sense of like disquiet. Like I didn't even know why. Like there was something wrong. But again, it's not thought out. So then later I'd go out and be like, yeah, time to approach. But then I'd go out and I'd be like, time to approach. I'd see the person I wanted to approach and I'd be like, what do I say? What do I say? Right, rooted to the spot as well. But at least this time I'm aware of it. Awareness level 0 is where most of the general population is. Go to the club, go home. Like they don't even know. They just know something. So they know something's wrong. That's why they ridicule this, by the way. Do you understand? Something they could never do. They don't have the mental fortitude to even like try. What do they want to do? Sportermong, far from ho, like whatever the fuck. But anyway, so stage of awareness 1, you go out and you're in the frozen state and you can't take action. So stage of awareness 0, chodes. Stage of awareness 1, okay, I'm in it. Approach anxiety, I can't do it. Stage of awareness 2, I'm going into it. Right? You're out, you're like, oh shit, it's happening now. I'm going into that stage, or that state rather. I'm going into it. A little better, but still kind of not as good. Stage of awareness 3, this is where you want to be. I am about to go into it. The stimuli are present where I typically will go into an anxiety state if I do not train some kind of incompatible behavior. And that incompatible behavior is what? Take massive action before it can grab hold of you. That is the only solution. Again, everyone wants to hear the 4-minute abs solution here. What's the mental trick that I can use so I don't experience that anymore? The fear will always be there. And look, this results from fear of judgment, an addictive need we have to judge others and be judged ourselves, to be told what to do with ourselves by these external referents, whether it's someone you approached or a coach for that matter. Basically, once it takes hold, you're fucked. So this is why I say to students, I'm like, as soon as you go out, you must talk to someone. You must talk to someone, preferably a human, but like talk to someone. That's it. Talk about something banal. Be like, hey man, how's it going? Oh shit, wasn't vaporized. Again, Owen always likes to say your brain wants proof, not promises. Like you can, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, it won't. No, it won't. And again, dating is particularly prone to judgment because it's so results oriented, isn't it? You're very aware of being observed when you are approaching people. You're very, very aware of being observed. But again, I think one of the biggest things is, number one, you got to start taking massive action, however many it takes, massive amount of approach, get massive amounts of momentum, and then begin introducing your intentions to people.